Hey everybody, it's game day. Montreal is in Boston to take on the Bruins. Kind of a desperate Montreal team, I guess, after the loss to Arizona. They really need this win tonight. So I'm going to tell you all about it. I'll give you some stats going into the game, my keys to victory, my thoughts on the game, and I'm going to pick the score of the game and who's going to score Montreal's first goal. And that's all right here, Talking Habs, the home of Habs hockey, where everything is dedicated to the Habs and all things hockey. Okay, so if you want to see more videos like this, if you're a Habs fan and you like to watch Habs videos, you want to see them on a daily basis, head down there, subscribe, and ring the notifications bell, and that's going to get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge from Talking Habs. Okay, so Montreal's in Boston. They lost a game to Arizona. They shouldn't have. They didn't play very well, honestly. And they really need to win because they had 7 games. Going into the game last night, they had 7 games before the trade deadline, and they kind of really needed to go at like the worst 5-2, and that's one loss. They got 6 more games. They're going to need to win 5 of them, and we'll see what happens. So in the game last night, the last game, Arizona, Phil Deneau got hit in the jaw with a puck. Apparently he's okay. He had some dental work done, and he is a possibility for the Boston game. Imagine if he's going to play. He's going to be in a cage. He's going to have a full coverage face shield, whatever you're going to call it. The other news on Shea Weber doesn't look very promising for Shea Weber to return anytime soon. They have the swelling it's a lower body injury, I heard. I thought it was an upper body. It's a lower body. The swelling hasn't gone down, and they're not able to assess the complete damage and how long it'll take. But apparently it's not looking good. It's a possibility he's not coming back till next year. So with that great news, let's go. Let's get into the game and the stats. Oh, before I do that, I forgot. Let me know what you think the score will be in the game, and give me your goal scorer for Montreal. So the first goal scorer for Montreal, not necessarily for the game, but for Montreal, and do that in the comment section. And that's soon going to become a contest on Saturday nights. Person that gets the score right and the goal scorer is going to win a prize. Okay, so Montreal is 27, 24, and 7. They're 5th in the Atlantic. On the road, they are 14, 9, and 3. They've got a good road record, but not a good home record. Against the East, they're 15, 15, and 7. They scored 179 goals and given up 176 goals. In the last 10, they're still 7-3 and 0 with 1 loss. They lost their last game. How's that? Boston is 34, 11, and 12. They are 1st in the Atlantic. At home, they are 19, 2, and 9. Against the East, they are 19, 8, and 9. Goals for, 188. Goals against, 143. In their last 10, they're also 7-3 and 0, and have also lost their last game. Head-to-head, Montreal is 1-2 and 0. Boston is 2-1 and 0. The last game, I believe, was in Boston, and we lost that game 3-1. There was a game at home that they lost 8-1, Montreal, and then there was the first game of the season against Boston where they won 5-4 on I don't know if it was overtime, but it was on a last-minute goal to tie it up anyway. They had scored a goal that was called back, and then Montreal either tied it up or won. I'm not positive there. Goals per game. Montreal at an even 3 goals a game, and Boston 3.3 goals. Goals against, Montreal, again, an even 3 goals against, and Boston is 2.4. So Boston's defense is a little better than Montreal's. Shots for per game, 31.3 for Montreal, 30.4 for Boston. Shots against, 34.4 for Montreal, 32 for Boston. Power play percentage, 18.9% for Montreal, but their power play is better on the road. So let's hope that shows here and they go on and score a goal. I know at home, their power play is down to somewhere around 10%. That's how bad the power play is at home. But on the road, the power play is much better. They're actually up near the top of the league. PK percentage. Boston's is 26.3% for the power play. So, potent power play. PK percentage, 79.5% for Montreal and 83.7% for Boston, which is a good penalty kill. So, two things. Montreal needs to stay out of the box. And they're going to have a challenge to score goals on the power play. Although, on the road, their power play is good. Let me see now. Top three point getters for Montreal. Thomas Tatar is 32 for 20 goals, 32 assists for 52 points. Phil Deneau is 12 goals, 28 assists for 40 points. And Brendan Gallagher, 19 goals, 18 assists for 37 points. On the other side, David Pastrnak, is 38 goals, 40 assists, 78 points. Brad Marchand, 23 goals, 46 assists, 69 points. And Patrice Bergeron, 23 goals, 24 assists, 47 points. Potent offense over there in Boston. In nets, it'll be Price, 24, 19, and 4 with a 2.70 goals against and a 9.13 save percentage and 3 shutouts. On the other side, I don't know who's in nets. Tuukka Rask is 25 and 6 with a 2.44 goals against and a 9.29 save percentage, also with 3 shutouts. And Yaroslav Halak is 14, 6, and 6 with a 2.36 goals against, 9.21 save percentage, and also 3 shutouts. So I don't know who's in nets. Rask is either going to be really good or really bad against Montreal. It seems like he's either one. Halak is usually good against Montreal. So I tend to think it might be Halak. But I'm hoping for Rask. I honestly am, because he's not great against Montreal in general. Okay, so that brings us to the keys to victory for tonight's game. I already said one of them, and that's cut down on penalties. So you got to stay out of the box. Can't take those dumb penalties that they do sometimes. Against Arizona, 6 penalties on each side. Okay, granted it was each side, but Montreal took 6 penalties. Although one of them was not legit. The 5th penalty was not legit. Was not a hooking, or whatever they called them on, was not good. So they need to cut down on penalties, and they got to get their power play back on track by scoring a goal. Very key here. I think they're going to need to score a power play goal here. Key on the first line and shut them down. So that first line, you got Pastrnak, you've got Marchand, and I don't know who's on the other wing there, but you're looking at that's a potent line that needs to be shut down. If you go through their lineup, it's not as potent as the first line, but unfortunately against Montreal, it's I guess they shut down that first line, and the other guys do. There's a few guys on Boston that you got to watch out for against Montreal specifically. Price has to be as flawless as he can be, and that's same for the D. So Price, of course, has to stand on his head literally. The rest of the way, if Price has a bad game, they're going to lose. It's pretty much, and even when he has a good game, sometimes they're going to lose. That's what happened. And I thought he was good in Arizona, but they lost anyway. And he has to just be as flawless as possible. Primary scoring needs to find success. They had a little trouble scoring against Arizona. They need to pull the trigger. They need to score some goals, especially in this game. They're going to need to score some goals, and it wouldn't hurt if the secondary scoring, that's third, and the tertiary, the fourth line, can maybe chip in a goal here or there. Not that they haven't really been, but tonight everybody needs to chip in as best they can. So a little help from the bottom 6 would be nice. They've got to be aggressive, and they got to be strong on the puck. Keep that puck, carry it in, don't get it knocked away. You got to try to be as strong on the puck as you can, and you got to play an aggressive game. From the drop of the puck, aggressive forecheck or whatever, forecheck, backcheck, just be aggressive and hit if you can. They out-hit, it wasn't Arizona, the game before. They out-hit them by a good margin to win that game. They need to do this against Boston. And they got to, last but not least, they got to play their game from start to finish and do it for the 60 minutes. So they got to play their game. Don't worry about Boston's game. Just drop the puck, be aggressive, forecheck, play your game. Skate, skill, passing, that's what they need to do. Okay, so it comes time now for the game prediction. My prediction for the game is Montreal really needs to win this game. Boston is a team that Montreal can beat. It's it's not. Boston's a stronger team than Montreal this year. There's no doubt. It doesn't mean Montreal can't beat them. So Boston is a team Montreal could beat on any given night, and let's hope tonight's one of those nights. So I'm going 3-2 Montreal. 3-2 Montreal, and my first goal scorer is based on the fact that Boston apparently is very interested in acquiring this guy. Maybe he scores a goal to prove he's worth it, or to, as a rub in their face because he's not signing with them. But Ilya Kovalchuk, I got Kovalchuk getting the first goal, and I've got a 3-2 score for the game. So that's it for the preview. It's not a review; it's a preview. If you like it, give a thumbs up. And while you're at that, you're heading down there to do that. Give a subscribe and ring the notifications bell. I didn't say that very well. I sound like Trump. Read the notifications bell, and that will get you your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge from me at Talking Habs. Okay, so I'll be on the air an hour before the game to do the pregame show. Hope to see you there, and that's it. So go Habs, go and kick some Bruins ass. And thanks everybody for watching, and peace out.